Hi, it's a Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to go through and talk about my June favorites. The weather where I live has been really nice and cool through most of June, and then the last week of June up to the 90s, and it's just going to keep getting hotter, which is fine because it's that time of year. But I've been wearing minimal makeup. Very minimal. Like a lot of days, it's me and my favorite lipstick, which happens to be this from Goss. This is the Cream Luxury Lipstick, and this is the shade Zinnia. I'm not wearing it right now. It's like the only time this week I haven't been wearing it, but it's beautiful. I love this so much. Highly recommend it. I think the last time I checked Beautylicious website, it was still sold out, but when it restocks, if you like a bold but not too red lip, you're gonna love this. All right, so let me just start from the beginning. If I'm wearing more than just lipstick, I always start out with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Vanish. I have the shade One Fair, which is a kind of a peachy corrector for under my eyes. And then I have been not using any foundation, like maybe 3 times in the month have I worn foundation. Most of the time it's just concealer, and I'm back in love with this. This is the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer from Too Faced, and if you look at it, I'm 2/3 done with it. I love this one so much, and it's a great shade match for me. I wear the shade Snow. After that, I'll do a light dusting of whatever powder's handy. I have been using the CoverGirl, it's right here, Advanced Radiance, and I have been trying to finish up this Becca. This is the Hydra Mist Set and Refresh. This is my project pan. So I've been kind of bouncing back and forth between these two. But a lot of days, you know, if I just put concealer on, I don't always need powder. And then after that, it's just like a little bit of blush. And I've been loving cream blush recently. And I like this one from Flower. This is their Blush Balm in the shade Pinched. This one's really pretty. And it's very light and it's not too much. So this is it here. It's like the lightest, most like, is that really blush? Which is great. It's hydrating. It makes my skin look dewy, but not greasy. It's very much just a very almost blush. And I like applying it with a damp beauty sponge, but you can do whatever you want. And then I've been topping it off with highlight, and I've been rediscovering my love for the Colourpop Super Shock. This shade is called Lunch Money. Oh, I love this one. Like all of my favorite ones have like pan in the middle. I've been wearing a lot of, it's right here, a lot of this shade Stole the Show, and they're like, what else do I have that's really good? Lunch Money. And I can tell because the ones that have pan showing are the ones I use the most. So Flexitarian, Lunch Money, and Stole the Show. These are like my faves. On the days that I decide to wear, you know, concealer, blush, highlight, I definitely need something in my brows, and I have been back in love with the Glossier Boy Brow. I have the shade Brown. I think there's only 3 shades, like blonde, brown, and I don't know if it's black. There's only 3 shades, but it's got a little teeny tiny brush on it. I think it works really well just to kind of brush it through. And on the days that I'm wearing very minimal makeup, it's enough to make my brows look groomed and the outside half look a little bit darker, but not too much. So the other thing is, if I feel like I need mascara, and I don't always feel like I need mascara, the one that I've been reaching for, it came in a BoxyCharm and I actually really like it. It's the Grande Drama. I hadn't opened it and I was like, I'm gonna try that. And I like it. It has an hourglass shaped wand, so it's very reminiscent of like the Better Than Sex, but this one gives me nice volume, gives me some length, not a ton of length, but I feel like I get more volume from this. And what I like about it is that I don't find any crumbles down here, and I don't find any smudging. That's the one thing that the Better Than Sex always does. It always ends up smudging, and then halfway through the tube I start to get, it dries enough that I have little crispy crumbles that end up down here on my cheeks. And if I do this sometimes, especially in the summertime when I'm a little bit perspired or what have you, I get like little smears, and I cannot abide. So I have been liking this. All right, 2 other things. There's not a lot of makeup. I really have not been wearing a lot of eye makeup, like at all, but I rediscovered this. It's I think the only Tom Ford thing I have right now. I used to have other Tom Ford items, but this is the cream color for eyes in the shade Spice. It's very pretty. It's a lot. Like, you don't really need a lot of this. And I have been using like the most minimal amount, buffing it out with a brush, but it gives a beautiful bronzy, smoky eye. And I try and keep this like lash line and just a little bit above, and use a really small, where is it? I'll use a little tiny brush like this. This is something that I would use for like smudging the lower lash line, but I'll dip in there and kind of smudge it along my top lash line, a little bit down below, and not do too much. I don't want it like all over the lid, but just enough to give it a slightly sultry, smoky look. I really have been liking this, and this formula is beautiful, and I've had this for a really long time, several years, and it still works beautifully. That's it for makeup. There really was not a lot. When I have to run out to the grocery store or run an errand, I leave my kids at home. Thankfully, they're old enough to leave at home now, but I try and take as few things as possible with me because I feel like I need to disinfect everything. And the things that are the easiest for me, I got down to just this. My keys and a wallet with like a little key ring attached to it. So it has a space for my ID and for my debit card. There's a little zipper compartment here where I keep some cash as well as like my insurance cards. When you're a sick person, you always have your insurance cards with you. And then I love this. This is my key ring. Let me just attach it for you. So I'm always worried I'm going to lose my keys. And this little guy here is super cute. I've had this for years. It's a Michael Kors keychain, and it's an actual working bag. You can put things in here. It's so sweet. And it's like really nicely made. It looks like the inside of a Michael Kors bag. I got this when it was on sale probably 3 or 4 years ago at Macy's. They had them, they were selling them for like 60 bucks. I'm like, who's paying $60 for a keychain? But I like the bright green because here's what I do. In my bag, I'll just show you a different bag. I have a purse here. I tend to lose things, especially I normally have like enormous bags where you could put like a small dog and 3 hardbound books from the library and an overstuffed wallet and like 12 lipsticks running around at the bottom, plus a full bag of makeup. Like, I carry an enormous tote usually. I don't need to, and it's not good. But I lose my keys, they fall to the bottom. Even when I attach them to that little connection that they have in purses for your keys, I still can't find things. So the green color helps because it's bright and it's easy to see. But the other thing that I do is I'll put the keys on the inside and leave this dangling on the outside, and people don't know what it is. And then I know exactly where my keys are. So I do love this, but I have been attaching these guys, so I have everything I need right here if I need to run to the grocery store. And then it's easy to take a disinfecting wipe and just wipe the whole thing down, you know, my debit card, the keys, and then I feel like I'm able to keep things safe and clean, and I feel like I'm doing my best. When I feel like I need something just a little bit bigger than this, I've been using some of my other small purses. This is one from Kate Spade. I've had this one for probably a decade or more, but it's tiny. It's made out of patent leather. I don't even know that it's leather, but it's very easy to clean surface. So a disinfectant wipe just goes right over it, and I can like disinfect the whole thing in like 15 seconds. And I love that about it. It does also have a place here to put like your ID and your credit cards and what have you. And my phone fits perfectly. My hand sanitizer fits in here. I usually drop in a lipstick and I'm good to go. And again, I leave the keys dangling on the outside so I know where they are. One of the other things that I've been loving, and this is one of those things, I've been seeing other people carry these and I love it, but I've had one since I was a kid. I grew up, I spent 2 years living in Spain, and one of the things that you see a lot of Spanish ladies have is a fan, an abanico. And so I have a ton of fans. I have like some black ones, I have some brown ones, I have some tan ones. I even have one, and this is one that is 18 years old. This is one that I carried on my wedding day. So and then there's the one that I leave here on my makeup desk. This is probably the least expensive and the one that if it breaks I worry about the least, but I leave it here so I spray my face with setting spray and then I'll do this and it helps to dry it. But I love a fan in the summer. Love, love, love. And it's finally hot enough here that I'll be sitting out on the front porch, you know, with a drink in hand and my fan, and I'll just be watching people go by. I really love sitting on my front porch, and it feels weird to be there, you know, like this. staring, but I do it. I've been enjoying it. Been going on a evening walk with my family, and since the sun is going down so much later now, I found this. And this is a $10 hat from Walmart. This is the Time and True hat. And so this is what I wear to make sure I keep all the sun off my face. I mean, I'm still wearing SPF 50, but this is what I wear just to make sure that I'm as protected as possible, because I've been working so hard to fade my hyperpigmentation spots on my face. Oh, now my hair is extra special. And I never have been able to successfully find hats in the women's department that fit. I have one other hat that I love, and I love wearing hats. It's a men's hat. It's a men's, it's a Panama hat. I was gonna say it's a fedora. It's not a fedora, it's a Panama hat, because it's a straw hat, but I love it. But this is nice because it's not expensive. It was $10. And the other thing that's interesting about it is that it does have two strings here on the inside that you can tighten to make it a little bit smaller. And then my daughters will wear it, but I need it like all the way stretched out. So I don't need that, but I do love it. I feel very fantastic and fabulous unless I do this, and then I don't feel so fabulous. But this way, hello. For as long as I can remember, I have always had a Wedge heeled sandal for summer, and these are the ones I picked up for this season. Aren't they so cute? So they have kind of like this woven fabric base, but they're all leather, and they have these gold buckles on them. They're super cute. Very, oddly enough, comfortable. They are from 27 Edit. I don't know who or what 27 Edit is, but I like the fact that they're leather, so they have a little bit of stretch and a little bit of give to them. And I got them on the Nordstrom rack. I got them on the Nordstrom rack website, and they were, I think, $35. You know, so by the time you add in shipping and tax, it was closer to $45. But honestly, for me, that's a great price for us. And I wore them today. I love them so much. I spend a lot of the time in summer in really easy to wear wash and wear dresses and really cute accessories like, you know, some sandals and a fan or something. And it makes me feel a little bit more pulled together, even though all I'm wearing is like a tank dress. Anyway, there you go. Those are my favorites for June. Oh man, this month has kind of, it's weird. It's like, if I think about it, the days take forever to go by, but the next thing I know, I blink and like the whole month is gone. Like, where did June go? Gone. It's weird. This is the first summer in my memory that we haven't gone somewhere or done something, and we're just not comfortable traveling yet. And normally we would like spend a weekend away. We'd, you know, or go visit friends or do something. And it's not like taking like a major trip, but just getting out of town. We haven't gotten out of town since Christmas. Oh, it's gonna be a while before we do it. Anyway, there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your favorites are. I know that there's this, I'm starting to show you some non-makeup stuff because I'm not wearing a lot of makeup. I still am not wearing a lot of makeup. And on days that I do, it's really natural. It's kind of like what I've got going on here, because it definitely, I don't know, I feel like this sort of makeup wears better in summer because I don't have a lot of eyeshadow and mascara and stuff just to start pouring down with the sweat, because it does get really hot where I live. But then I also just like, I'm not really going places, so you know, I let my hair air dry and I put on just a little bit of makeup to feel a little bit more pulled together. But I like things that are making my life easier right now. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Let me know what your favorites are for the month of June, or things that you've been enjoying. It doesn't have to be makeup related. It doesn't have to be accessories or fashion. Not that I'm fashion or anything, but you know, I do have a few accessories in here. But let me know what sorts of things have been making your life better, easier, and that you've been super enjoying in the month of June. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.